Hey there, welcome back to the daily. This is Adriana coming back to you for practice today as we continue to explore trust, faith, confidence, our theme of the month. And for today's practice, I wanted to sort of zero in on one of these aspects that maybe is not our preferred aspect, our preferred sort of manifestation of trust, which is faith. And I know that for many of us, we might have a contentious relationship, maybe a lot of kind of like previous baggage around faith, that it can seem, a little bit like dogmatic or even the idea of blind faith. But for today, I wanted to explore the idea of faith from the perspective of the Pali definition of faith, Pali being the original language of the Buddha, all of the texts and teachings written in Pali. And the word faith translates as sada in Pali, which means, quite literally, to place the heart upon. So, sada, faith, to place the heart upon. I've been thinking about this a lot in my own practice and just in my own daily life, and noticing maybe the places that my heart kind of habitually goes. And of course, there are all of these kind of like warm, tender pockets, right? When I think about my friends or my family, or even, having some fresh flowers in the house, there's something about seeing beauty that makes my heart open up of like, oh, yeah. But there are some less than preferable places that my heart tends to land on as well, which maybe you can relate. Sometimes my heart will habitually land on a sense of comparison. This is what that other person is doing. What does that then mean about me and the quality of what I'm doing? My heart can sometimes land on jealousy, which, you can feel that like tight constriction that happens. Sometimes my heart will habitually land in anxiety, this sense of like, that kind of like very active movement that happens in the heart area. And I was thinking about how, for many of us, we might have these like natural pockets of tenderness where our heart habitually lands, but we probably also have some like pretty mangy little corners where our heart lands. Like for you, maybe also it's comparison or jealousy, and how this idea of sada, to place the heart upon, denotes that it's somewhat active and intentional, right? So it's less of just kind of like losing track of where our heart goes, that kind of habitual tendency or pattern that we have for our heart to land in jealousy or comparison. And it's much more of an intentional choosing to place the heart upon. There's this sense of active verb, placing the heart upon. So I wanted to bring that into our practice today, and maybe even explore the intentionality of it. What does it mean to place the heart upon something in a way that feels really active and chosen, which, if we've been practicing together for any amount of time, you probably already know that one of my sort of personal favorite benefits of meditation practice is that we begin to notice how much choice we actually have moment to moment. So bringing that same sense of choice, of agency, of intention into where we place our heart, what it is we're placing our heart upon. So with that said, taking a moment here just to decide on our seat. And as always, if you're practicing on a chair or cushion, it's letting the feet be flat on the ground, getting as much surface area contact with the floor as possible. And if we're practicing on a cushion, just letting the legs be loosely crossed in front of us, finding a seat that feels really sturdy, sustainable. And then locating our gaze. So eyes open or eyes closed, your call. And we'll take just a few moments here as always to open our practice by opening our senses, shifting the attention over to sound. Just receiving the sound of the room that we're in. And staying open to the sound of the space. And shifting the attention to touch. So taking a moment to really feel into the body here. And the shape that the body makes. And that light pressure of making contact against the chair, the floor. Feeling where the body meets the body itself. Taking in the texture of clothing on our skin. Temperature of the air in the room. So very little effort needed here. It's dropping into this embodied experience. Meeting the present moment through our senses. Dropping into the feet. Just feeling the feet here. Space between the toes. Texture, temperature. It's bringing a bit of interest to the details. Tracing the attention across the shin bones. Circling the kneecaps. Grazing through the thighs. Landing in the hips. Feeling where our sit bones meet the chair, the cushion. Moving the attention to the belly, the chest. It's taking a few moments here in the barrel of the front body. It's beginning to establish contact with the body, breathing. So very little effort needed here. It's trusting that the body knows how to breathe itself. We're just feeling into it, bearing witness. Tip of the nose, back of the throat, belly. And wherever, however, the breath is most available in the body. It's dropping our anchor of attention here. Home base, the place that we return to. We'll take just a few minutes together to give our minds a chance to stabilize, our bodies a chance to settle, by working with that singular instruction that as our minds wander, as they naturally will, it's noticing when we've left our breathing, acknowledging what captures our attention, and then gently, firmly coming back to the breath in the body. So as we settle into practice here, it's a good likelihood that we're simply digesting whatever came before this. Any number of things asking for our attention. Of course, if that's the case, no big deal. Again, just noticing, acknowledging where we've landed, and feeling the body breathe. So that continual return, it's coming back to the body, back to the breath, back to the moment at hand. Just this. And then taking a moment to let the eyes gently shut if they haven't already. And just moving into a bit of a contemplation. Perhaps in our mind's eye, scanning through the contents of our day without getting too lost in any to-do lists. Perhaps just noticing the people that we anticipate seeing today, if anyone. The activities we anticipate engaging in, if anything. Once we've gotten a bit of a scan, a bit of an overview, it's offering ourselves this question. What am I choosing to place my heart upon today? What am I choosing to place my heart upon today? And again, perhaps noticing if we get swept up into our to-do list by habit, by tendency, and just seeing if we can let the response arise organically. Just a bit of information to ourselves from ourselves. What am I choosing to place my heart upon today? Just noticing where we land. And wherever our intention has landed with this phrase, this question, maybe just offering a bit of thanks in advance to whatever or whomever we're placing our heart upon today for holding us, for giving us a trusted place to rest our heart. Perhaps even offering up these phrases. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Zooming out a bit, perhaps to the week ahead. And again, just giving this a bird's eye view treatment, scanning over our week, the people that we anticipate seeing or speaking with, if anyone, the activities we anticipate engaging in, if anything, this week. And again, just offering ourselves this question. What am I choosing to place my heart upon this week? What am I choosing to place my heart upon? Not only what is required or obligated of me, but what I'm actively choosing to place my heart on over this next week. And again, just noticing what arises here. Collecting a bit of information to ourselves from ourselves. What am I choosing to place my heart upon this week? And again, whomever or whatever came to the forefront in response to this question. Again, maybe just offering them or that a bit of thanks in advance for offering our heart a place to land, a trusted place. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And allowing our contemplation to dissolve. Whatever information was collected here, bringing the attention back to the breath in the body. And then in our final few moments of practice together, perhaps just reconnecting to what it is that brought you here. Why yes, why practice? That purpose, motivation, reason. Again, choice. And closing out with a little bit of sweetness. Maybe just a hand on the heart, or giving ourselves a little bit of credit, a little nod of acknowledgement for taking the time, making the space, working with a bit of intention. And then as you're ready, it's letting formal practice drop and coming back in together at your own pace, no rush. Great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for practice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Yeah, I think it is a really interesting question or contemplation, even to take into our daily lives of perhaps, over the next few days, over this next week, maybe just being aware or curious of where our heart tends to kind of habitually gravitate. Maybe some of the sweeter spots, maybe some of the more kind of like mangy areas that we tend to land in out of habit. And just stopping to ask ourselves, in this moment, where am I placing my heart? What am I placing my heart upon? And is it something that I feel like I can build a home in? Is this a place that I want to spend time? Something that I have faith will serve me and hold me over time. So thank you. Thank you for practice. We will see you right back here on the cushion tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.